you'd go into what we call the wedding concept. So now you understand that these are the people, this is what I want to do. I want to create experiences. Probably I haven't seen my family in a long while, so I want to use this as a homecoming. I want to connect with some of my old friends. I want people to see that I can also dance, or I have a very good suit. These are all reasons that you can put together. So once you establish why you want to do this, because if it was just for the marriage, there are lots of alternatives that you could embark on. So once you establish your why and then your how, then you go to, okay, so right now, what am I doing? That is what we call the wedding concept. Okay. So the wedding concept is that how do I want my day to roll out, from the traditional wedding to the church to the reception, which has become the focus of a lot of people nowadays, to after the reception, what do I want to achieve with all of that? So once you're able to define those things, then you know what you want. You know that, okay, this is the wedding that I want. This is the direction in which I want to go. And then you're able to tone your expectation down that line. So the basic thing is you should know what you want. And that is the problem that we have. A lot of people don't know what they want. So they see someone's cake being delivered by a drone on Instagram, and then they want to have that same wedding. They see someone have 20 bridesmaids, and then they want to have the same wedding. So by the time they bring in those variables, they are working outside of their budget, outside of what they can control, and the day becomes overwhelming, and they end up in debt. So
okay, now let's play with your mind a bit as an events planner. Can you share with us some, creative ideas that budget conscious couples can adapt when they are, planning their events? Like some of us that we have a budget, let's say 10,000, 20,000. What can I do to still have a beautiful event?
Exactly. So that is why I said that the first thing you should establish is what you want to do and why you are doing it and how you want to do it. So the how becomes the creative ideas. If the focus of your wedding is to make memories, I mean, there are lots of things you can do. You can have a photo booth at your wedding, which wouldn't cost you so much, so that anyone who comes to your wedding can just slide in gimmicks that you can do. You can even have a very simple, people get married in a garden. People get married in a garden. It's a very, very natural. You don't need any extra decor in a garden, because there are greens, there are flowers. You just need a simple seating arrangement and a place that you can be officiated from, and then you are good to go. So it depends on what you want.
Okay, so
and I was telling you that, we're planning a wedding with 1,500 CDs.
Yes.
Exactly. Because it was a garden wedding, only 20 people were going to attend. And 20 people, 1,500, it makes sense. So.
Right. So how do you restrict or limit the number of people that attend or should attend a wedding without they not feeling offended or something?
Then again, it comes down to you. It is your day. So you are allowed. I think it's one of the few days in the world where you are allowed to do whatever you want and get whatever you want. So you should be able to define the numbers that you want, and you should be firm with it.
Okay.
It is not mandatory to have 2,100 people at your wedding.
Sometimes the decision does not even come from the couple, but the family. Let's say your mother, for instance, she's a women's leader in the church, and of course, you are the first child. She would definitely invite, the entire church for that wedding. How do you stop your mother from, bringing in a lot of people?
Conversations. With how they feel and sympathy, and we end up doing things that we can't manage, because you should let them understand that you are a young couple. You are not about to start life. You can't afford to start life in debt. It would run you down. So this is what you are comfortable with. This is the number you have as a bride. This is the number he has as a groom, and that is the number you are bringing to your wedding. Once you do that, everybody is supposed to work within that, and you make sure you enforce it. Because that's, you just have to be firm. Okay.
And how do you work with other vendors for those people to also understand the budget your client is also working with? Because some vendors have, very high prices.
So I think the good thing about Ghana has been developing a wedding industry for a while now. Okay. So we've had a lot of vendors come out. We have high-end vendors. We have those in the median, and then we have the averagely priced vendors. Then again, your expectations. Once you express your expectations to a vendor, they are required to work within that. If you go to the vendor and the vendor says that my starting price is 20,000 Ghana cedis, you know that is not the vendor for you. You walk away, you can find cheaper alternatives. But then again, you should clearly define your expectations. And then right now, some vendors have come together to create combo packages so that once you get to them, you pay for everything from food, photography, decor, every single thing. And then you are sorted out. So it has to do with you.
Okay, we are wrapping up, but let us know some of the must-have, elements that people should have for their weddings.
Good photography and videography. There's only one day in your life that you get to wear that suit, that you get to wear that dress, you get to make that experience. You only get married once, and you would want to relive those memories. When we were growing up, we used to watch old cassette tapes of marriages from our old people. So that is what I feel you should invest in. Once you invest in good photography and videography, then we can consider things like your dressing and makeup. Food is not necessary. I mean,
food,
it's not necessary.
I see.
Yeah, so for me, that is what you should prioritize as a couple.
Okay, I think we have a question here.
Sure.
Okay, so what date, month, or season do we want to get married? This is from Ifwa inside Adenta.
That is you. You should weddings are strictly for the bride and groom. What they want is what should happen. So whichever season, some people get married in a particular month because they want their kids to be born in a particular month. So it depends on you. What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? But generally, you should choose a time that there are not a lot of rains.
Okay.
So you should looking at the Harmattan seasons, or somewhere. The Harmattan seasons.
Is it okay to get married in March or February?
February, March is fine. The weather conditions, there are not a lot of rain.
Our month is set, okay? Our month is set.
Yes, there are not a lot of rain, so you are able to put things together, and you clear one obstacle of your course.
Yeah, okay. Lastly, there are some couples that are very anxious. Let me use myself as an example. Because of what we've been seeing on social media, we keep asking ourselves, can we really get married? Like, is it possible? What advice can you give to some of us to stay calm and live within our budget to have a very beautiful wedding?
When I started my event, I started on a university campus, and we didn't have money, so we learned to do good things, create experiences at very affordable prices.
Okay.
And I think that should be the focus of every person wanting to get married. How to create your experiences on a limited budget. It is not advisable to drain yourself and drain your account just because you want to get married on a particular day, like just one day, and you have the rest of your lives ahead of you. So just don't let social media pressure come to you. You define what you want. You could have an intimate wedding and be happy and make a lot of memories. You could have a big wedding and make no memories at all because everybody would be so busy that no one would even pay attention to you. So
exactly.
It all comes down to you. Don't let the social media bully you.
Okay, right. Do you have any upcoming events?
We're working on a few things this December. We are doing a street football tournament. So, when the details are out, I'm sure we'll come and share with you guys.
Your social media handles?
Oh, you can just... social media, Mr. Elvis on all social media. So,
And then your contacts?
Yes, so 0242 761 279. 0242 761 279.
Okay. Okay, so I've been prompted that we have one question. So this is an interesting topic. With an amount of 20,000 cedis, can you give us an overlook of what we can do with 20,000 Ghana cedis?
With 20,000 cedis, it's actually a very fine budget. So you can invest in good photography and videography because of, invest in very, very simple yet classy decor.
And food, very important.
So with the concept, I have
come to your wedding, Ifwa's wedding, and then.
So I was telling you this. Traditionally, if you are attending someone's wedding, you go with a gift.
Yeah.
That is when I am supposed to feed you. But if you don't come with a gift, you shouldn't really be expecting food. You could even do a cocktail wedding, set up finger foods. When people are done.
We are Ghanaians. We don't like those things.
If you don't intend to keep people waiting, like people seated for a very long time. You shouldn't really focus on spending a lot when it comes to food. But then again, 20,000 should give you a very good food option for about 50 people.
Okay.
That is being realistic. Very good food option for about 50 people.
Sure.
Then you focus on and you invest in some clothing too. Yes. So, and then free advice, please invest in clothing that you can wear after the wedding.
Free advice. That's very, very important.
Yeah.
I mean, people invest so much in costumes and then they can't wear them again.
So invest in clothes you can wear after
Yeah.
your wedding.
It's true.
Sure.
Thank you so much,
The pleasure
Mr.
is mine.
Elvis, for making time with us. We've really learned a lot, and I know Ifwa and Clement, they are all going to contact you. James is also going to contact you as well. They are all getting married very, very soon.
I'll be on standby.
Right. This has been the lifestyle segment here on the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. We discussed wedding planning for every budget, and I did this with Mr. Elvis Amo Ejapon, who is an events planner. Now, up next, we have our birthday segment. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
I heard today was your birthday. 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 I heard today was your birthday.
Back to the Cocoa Digest Morning Show here on Clock TV. Now, my favorite part is up, where we get to celebrate amazing personalities doing so well on their day. Now, let's have our first birthday celebrant. Wow. This is to Veni, and it is from Ken Larry. A happy 19th birthday to my lovely girlfriend, Veni, okay? You bring laughter, adventure, and joy to my life. Your smile and humor are contagious, and I'm grateful for our spontaneous escapades and quiet moments together. Wishing you a fearless year filled with success, fun, and unforgettable memories. I love you more each day. Warm regards. Okay, this is a special one. We also have this from Bevelin to Eugene Marty. Happy birthday, Eugene. God bless this new chapter in your life. And this is also from your mom, Nana Mankwa Evelyn, to Kelvin Ya Nyameche Asari. A happy belated birthday to my first fruit, Kelvin Yao Nyameche Asari. I wish you good luck and God's blessings in everything you do. And I wish you more of everything you wish for. Mommy loves you. Have a blessed day. Right. So we also have this, a happy birthday to Felix Anand, former goalkeeper of Kotoko and Black Stars, from Eric Odame to you. Wishing you a long life and prosperity. Why do you know him?
Yes, very, very solid goalkeeper. He was in goal for them when they last won their, that's the Ghana Premier League title.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Felix Anand.
So
quite a very good, not quite, a very good goalkeeper. Yeah.
Oh, so why is it not?
Well,
Black
you know,
Stars?
Ghana football.
The least said, the better. Eh? Eric, okay, so I've said it. Felix, we are wishing you a very, glorious birthday here from Clock TV. We wish you all the best. Nana Yao.
Yes, Mimi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Once again.
once again. Yeah.
Okay, so what's happening? What's happening today?
Well, today, hopefully, we are just anticipating the Black Stars' arrival in Luanda, which they did safely. But then today, they have a training in Luanda, that's in Angola.
Okay.
And then when they train tomorrow, we are going to find out whether it's heartbreak or redemption for the Black Stars.
There's nothing to expect. We are fearless. I mean,
we are fearless, as in those scores. All right, so
Take us away, Nana.
yes, so when it comes to the world of sports, we have the AFCON results yesterday, the qualifiers, the results. Some of the teams were played against each other. We saw the likes of Namibia hosting Cameroon. We'll be talking about that in detail shortly. We'll be also looking at the fixtures where Ghana will also be highlighted, where they are going to face Angola away from home in Luanda. Also, we have a story on a Ghanaian player. He's called Terry Yegbe, who's been actually called up to the Black Stars after 8 players withdrawn. He's been shown very, very good form for Elfsborg, and we have a story on him because 3 English clubs are after his signature. So you could see Terry Yegbe move from Elfsborg, which is in Sweden, to the English Premiership very soon. Also, SAFA boss Danny Jordan has appeared in court after police arrested him in his home. We'll have details about that. And also, in concluding our stories internationally, we have Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. The much anticipated bout is going to actually happen tomorrow. So we'll give the story in detail. So we'll go for a short commercial break. When we come back, we have more for you. This is Sports on Cocoa Digest, the show that keeps you up to date with all the happenings in the world of sports. This particular segment, we are going to talk about the AFCON, that's the qualification, some of the qualifiers that went on. And yesterday, we saw Namibia play host Cameroon. Cameroon surprisingly weren't able to come out with all 3 points in that particular one. That's the match day 5 of the AFCON qualifiers. And then we also saw Liberia currently showing some strong form there, winning by a lone goal to 0 against their Togolese counterparts. And then we have Chad also playing in a stalemate against Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone, remind you, in their previous fixtures, they've beaten the likes of Nigeria. So this is quite sort of shocking when it comes to this particular result, but that is it. And then let's take a look at some of the fixtures too that we have for the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. And today we are having Equatorial Guinea versus Algeria. We are having Lesotho versus Central African Republic, South Sudan versus Congo. We have Burundi versus Malawi. Madagascar are hosting Tunisia, which will be an interesting one. Niger versus Sudan. So I'm sure all Ghanaians will be watching that particular fixture at 4 p.m. And Rwanda will be playing against Libya. Benin will be hosting Nigeria, which is an interesting one. Both countries sharing a border. And Burkina Faso will be playing Senegal. And then tomorrow as well, some of the fixtures that we have: Botswana versus Mauritania, Uganda versus South Africa, Cape Verde versus Egypt, which will be an interesting one because Cape Verde actually scored Egypt in the AFCON, the last AFCON that we had. And then we have Eswatini versus Guinea-Bissau, we have Mozambique versus Mali, Zambia versus Ivory Coast, Zimbabwe versus Kenya, Angola versus Ghana, 7 p.m. That match will be coming live. We'll try to bring you some of the footages over here on Clock Sports. And Gabon versus Morocco as well, and then Gambia versus Comoros. So these are the fixtures of the Africa Cup of Nations. And then following up the stories in detail, as we mentioned earlier, 3 English clubs have expressed interest in Terry Yegbe, who is valued at 5 million euros. The Ghanaian defender Terry Yegbe, currently with IF Elfsborg in Sweden, is attracting attention from 3 English clubs as the January transfer window approaches, with 2 of them competing in the Ghana Premier League. The 23-year-old has been thriving in Sweden, where he has established himself as a regular starter in both the Allsvenskan and in the Europa League. This season, Yegbe has netted 3 goals and provided 1 assist in 22 appearances. Quite impressive for the defender. And his impressive performances have drawn interest from Fulham, Crystal Palace and Sheffield United, and all of them are vying for his signature. He's valued at 5 million euros. Additionally, following the withdrawal of 8 players from the national squad, coach Otto Addo has called him up for the upcoming 2025 Nations qualifier against Niger and Angola. And then quite interesting story over here because we have SAFA boss Danny Jordan, who has appeared in court after police arrested him in his home. The president of the South African Football Association, SAFA, Danny Jordan, has been arrested and charged with fraud for allegedly misusing 1.3 million rand of the association's funds for personal purposes. Mimi, alongside him are two co-accused: SAFA's chief financial officer Bronny Julio and then journalist turned businessman Trevor Needlin. They are scheduled to appear in the specialized commercial crime court in Palm Ridge, that's in South Africa. According to the Hawk spokesperson Colonel Katlego Mugali, and the allegation states that between 2014 and 2018, Jordan misappropriated the organization's funds for personal protection and engaging public relations company without the necessary board approval. The president is also reported to have violated SAFA statutes, thus causing an actual loss of 1.3 million rand. Mugali noted, during a 5-hour raid, authorities seized a laptop, external hard drives, a USB, various documents related to the case. But actually, the good news is that no tapes were found on these things that were saved for him. And then our last story, that is for the day, and we have Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul in an exciting update for all boxing fans. The highly anticipated match between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul has been rescheduled for Friday, November 15th, that is tomorrow, at the AT&T Stadium. Mike Tyson, known as the youngest heavyweight to ever win a title, boasts of victories over Trevor Berbick, and has held the WBC, WBA and IBF belts throughout his illustrious career. Meanwhile, Jake Paul, who transitioned from YouTube to professional boxing in 2020, comes into the fight with an impressive record of 6 consecutive wins, 4 of which ended in stoppage. The bout will consist of 8 rounds lasting 2 minutes with 14-ounce gloves. Well, that's interesting, and it has been officially sanctioned by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulations. This matchup was postponed due to medical issue concerning Tyson, but fans are eagerly anticipating the return of Mike Tyson. Mimi, these are the stories that make up the sports updates on Crocodile.
Interesting days ahead.
Yes.
But let me talk about the first story, Terry Yegbe's call.
Yes.
I think I saw comments, people were really surprised because, they said he's an average player, not so good as compared to others. And they remember his performance during the under 23. Yeah, he didn't really do so well. He couldn't help us qualify. And, these are some of the reasons why they think he's overrated, but for his particular call-up, a lot of eyebrows have been raised. But also in that same regard, definitely there are certain clubs in England that have seen his performances to actually warrant a start. Top teams in England, like Crystal Palace, whose defender playing the English national team. We have the likes of Fulham, who are also very, very good at the moment, are in the top half of the Premier League. So if these two teams are actually after your signature, then you know that you are doing something right. And for a defender, netting 3 times in 22 appearances and giving an assist as well. He's been playing in the Europa League. He's been playing in the Allsvenskan, that's the Swedish top-tier league. But why do they always perform so well in their international teams, and then when they are called to play for their local team, then the national team, they don't really perform? Standards are different. Let me just say that. Let me just put it there in simple terms. Standards are different. So, we're just happy for him, Yeah, so what about the South African boss, Danny Jordan, who has been caught? The South African police actually raided his home, and then they made away with laptops, external hard drives. So far, we haven't found any tapes out yet. We are hoping to find within an exodus of tapes coming out, and nothing of that sort has been found. And it's they accuse him of misappropriating funds. That's the South African FA, and it shows that in some of these countries, the laws work when the football associations concern the football associations. This should even caution us as Ghanaians, because we are also facing challenges in our football association, and we don't really know where the cause is coming from. So if we could also look at that and start investigating our leaders, I think we'll also find some tips. Yeah, so, it remains to be seen. My name is Nanaya Osari, and I want to thank you for allowing me into your homes, onto your phones, to your screens, to bring you the best updates in the world of sports. This is Sports on Coco Digest. So we'll see you. Enjoy the rest of our programs.